What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated two-division world champion, who's the WBC World Boxing Council middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, Jermall Lions Only Charlo. 32 wins, no loss, no draw. 22 wins by way of knockout. 32 years of age, 6'1" with a 74-inch arm reach. He pleads with undefeated WBA World Boxing Association light heavyweight world champion Russian superstar boxer Dmitry Bivol, who's 21 wins, no losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout, 31 years of age, 6 feet tall with a 72-inch arm reach, to fight him, right? He was seen talking to Dmitry Bivol, and essentially he was pleading with Dmitry Bivol and to say, hey, you want to fight me? You should fight me. Dmitry Bivol, he responds to Jermall Charlo as they're face-to-face, and he tells Jermall Charlo, no, I'm focused on becoming undisputed in my own weight class. And so Jermall Charlo says, well, we could fight at a catchweight, right? So Dmitry Bivol responds by saying, don't you fight at 160? And Jermall Charlo says, we could fight for undisputed. He said, you don't have a belt. And he said, but we could fight at a catchweight at 168. I'll go up to 168 and fight you. And Dmitry Bivol says, you don't have a belt at 168. And Jermall Charlo, he states, well, we don't have to fight for belts. We could just fight for the glory of it. Now, Dmitry Bivol, you can tell at that point in time, was just going to tell Jermall Charlo what he wanted to hear. And so he responds and says, okay. And he shakes his hand. And Jermall Charlo tells Dmitry Bivol team, we can make it happen. I'll fight him. I'll make it happen. And Dmitry Bivol agrees and walks away. Dmitry Bivol is not going to fight Jermall Charlo. Dmitry Bivol is focused on, after his two big wins, okay, which was May of this year, when he took on defeated 4-division world champion, who's the undisputed super middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who's considered the face of the sport of boxing, top 5 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, in Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is now 58 wins, no losses. 58 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. So then Dmitry Bivol, he goes on to fight and beat another former super middleweight world champion, superstar Mexican boxer, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Outclassed Zurdo Ramirez, wins a unanimous decision against Zurdo Ramirez. Wins a unanimous decision against Canelo Alvarez. Outclassed both of them, okay? And so now he's looking to fight Artur Beterbiev, the unified light heavyweight undefeated world champion, okay? Artur Beterbiev, he holds the WBC, IBF, and WBO titles at light heavyweight. Now, Artur Beterbiev, he has to satisfy his mandatory challenger in Anthony Yard, okay? So it looks like Artur Beterbiev, Anthony Yard are going to fight January 28th. Artur Beterbiev's 18 wins, no loss, no draw, 18 wins by way of knockout, 37 years of age, 5'11" with a 73-inch arm reach. He's going to fight Anthony Yard, who is 23 wins, 2 losses, no draws. That fight is going to take place January 28th, okay, of 2023. So Dmitry Bivol has his sights set on the winner of that fight and or a rematch with Canelo Alvarez, okay? But he stated that he's not interested in going down to 168. Now, more importantly, Jermall Charlo, he's been very, very inactive. The last time he fought was June of 2021. He was supposed to come back this year, June of this year, fight Macy Selecki, but he reportedly injured his back, and he's been out the ring since. Now, Jermall Charlo stating that he'll be back in the ring in February, and he's looking to, fight the best that's there to offer, okay? But he fights at 160, okay? So another thing that's interesting about this is the fact that Jermall Charlo said that he wants to fight he wants to fight Dmitry Bivol at 168 with no belts on the line for the glory. But Jermall Charlo was unwilling to face undefeated two-time WBC super middleweight world champion Mexican Ecuadorian superstar boxer David Benavidez, who's now 26 wins, no loss, no draw, 23 big wins by way of knockout, 25 years of age, 6'2", with a 75-inch arm reach. Jermall Charlo and his team, they stated that there was absolutely no reason to fight David Benavidez because David Benavidez didn't have a belt. So why would he look to fight Dmitry Bivol for the glory? He could have fought David Benavidez for the glory. But they stated that they have no interest in fighting David Benavidez because he has no belts. So if you fight Dmitry Bivol at super middleweight, he wouldn't have a belt. And you're saying fight for the glory. David Benavidez is just as big of a name and a star as Dmitry Bivol. Now, Dmitry Bivol's star status has grown because he beat Canelo and then Zotto back-to-back. But David Benavidez is a superstar in the sport of boxing. So why didn't you want to fight David Benavidez for the glory? And the hype and the promotion between David Benavidez and Jermall Charlo is enormous. Okay? The fans were calling and clamoring to see that fight. And it would have did big numbers. But they stated they wasn't interested because David Benavidez didn't have a title. Well, now you're saying that you'll fight Dmitry Bivol for the glory. It's unfortunate because Jermall Charlo in his entire career in 32 fights has fought 3 world champions that was world champions. Actually 2 by the time he fought them. That was Cornelius K9 Butteridge for his first title opportunity and in his title defense against Austin No Doubt Trout. Now, he did beat Julian J. Rod Williams, but J. Rod Williams didn't become a world champion until 3 years after Jermall Charlo beat him. So he was a mandatory title contender that got an opportunity to fight Jermall Charlo for Jermall Charlo's title. And he knocked out Julian J. Rod Williams. And to his defense, people were saying he was ducking J. Rod Williams. So he answered the bell and then did so and responded and passed the test in dramatic fashion. No doubt. But in 32 fights, he's fought 3 world champions. And David Benavidez would have been the biggest name on his resume. Now, when it comes to Dmitry Bivol, big fight. I understand Dmitry Bivol is hot right now, okay? His name is buzzing because not just because he beat Canelo and Zotto, but how he beat Canelo Alvarez and Zotto Ramirez. He outclassed them and dominated both. Zotto, in my opinion, didn't win 1 round, and Canelo Alvarez at best won 3 rounds. That's at best and being generous. So he simply outclassed both of them in dramatic fashion, and he became the executioner. Okay? So I understand Jermall Charlo looking to fight him because it's instant gratification. He beats Dmitry Bivol, he's instantly going to be recognized as one of the best fighters in the world. A status that he does have right now, but when you think of the pound-for-pound list, you don't think about Jermall Charlo. Inactivity and lack of fighting champions when he is active, okay? And so with that said, stylistically, he's bigger than Dmitry Bivol. Now, is Canelo Alvarez going to be willing to fight Jermall Charlo at some point in time? I doubt it. It's unfortunate for the fans in the sport of boxing, and it's unfortunate for Jermall Charlo as well. So looks like February he's going to come back. From what I'm hearing, it's going to be they're going to relive the fight with Macy Selecki in February, and then look to make big fights moving forward. Now, he did sign up to fight former WBO junior middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Jaime Munguia, but that fell through due to the networks not being able to agree and come together along with the promotional companies. It's Jaime Munguia, he's with Golden Boy Promotion, Oscar De La Hoya, and DAZN, and Jermall Charlo obviously with the PBC and Showtime President of Sports Steven Espinosa. So with that said, we have to see what happens moving forward, Jermall Charlo. But Dmitry Bivol has 0 interest in fighting Jermall Charlo. And the fact that Jermall Charlo tried to tell him, well, they could fight at, for undisputed at a catch weight and so on and so forth, it's just unfortunate. I would love to see Jermall Charlo fighting the absolute best there is the offer. All right, let's just listen to what Jermall Charlo had to say.
For belts. But you know, my goal, to be honest, fighting for belts.
So you heard Dmitry Bivol. He said, I want 4 belts. My goal is to become undisputed.
Right now. You want to fight me?
But we have to ask Canelo to vacate those titles.
So you heard Jermall Charlo say, you want to fight me?
For belts. But you know, my goal, to be honest, fighting for belts.
Undisputed. Right now. You want to fight me?
So Jermall Charlo says undisputed right now. We can fight for undisputed right now. He has 1 belt, is the WBC belt. How is he going to fight for undisputed against Dmitry Bivol right now?
But we have to ask Canelo to vacate those titles first.
And so Dmitry Bivol's team, they called on very quickly, and they said, well, in order for that to happen, we're going to have to ask Canelo Alvarez to vacate his belts. Listen again.
For belts. But you know, my goal, to be honest, fighting for belts.
Undisputed. Right now. You want to fight me?
But we have to ask Canelo to vacate those titles first. As soon as you vacate, then we'll shake your fight. Much love to build.
So now Jermall Charlo is saying, you want to fight for my WBC title. Listen.
As soon as you vacate, then we'll shake your fight. Much love to build.
WBC.
160.
At 160, Bivol says.
168. You got WBC.
So Bivol says, I'm 175. And he looks him up and down. He goes, oh, 175. So Jermall Charlo says, you want to fight for my WBC title? And Dmitry Bivol says, at 160? He said, yeah. He said, I'm 175. Now watch Jermall Charlo say 168.
As soon as you vacate, then we'll shake your fight. Much love to build.
WBC?
160.
168. You got WBC 168.
168.
Then Jermall Charlo tells him, you have the WBC title at 168. No, he doesn't. Dmitry Bivol never fought at 168 for a title. He's a 175-pound light heavyweight champion, and he holds the WBA title, not the WBC.
Why not?
So then we hear Jermall Charlo saying, come on, just fight me at 168. Come on, fight me at 168. Canelo has all the belts at 168. So he's pleading with Dmitry Bivol to give him an opportunity.
160.
168. You got WBC 168.
168. Why not?
I do.
Do you have a belt for 168?
I do.
Dmitry Bivol said, you don't have a belt at 168. You see, he was getting frustrated, right? So just Jermall Charlo keeps saying, come on, fight me, come on. He's pleading with him. And Bivol goes, you don't have a belt at 168. Listen.
You got WBC 168.
168. Why not?
I do.
Do you have a belt for 168?
I do. 168.
When you do
No
it,
belt.
let's
No belt. No belt.
So Bivol said, when you get a belt, come talk to me. Wow. When you get belts, come talk to me.
Just attraction. I do.
So you hear,
You're a great fight. You can do it.
I do.
so you hear,
When you do it, let's
so now listen to him saying no belt. Now Jermall Charlo is going to say for no belt, let's just do it for the attraction.
You got WBC 168.
168. Why not?
I do.
Do you have a belt for 168?
I do. 168.
When you do
No
it,
belt.
let's
No belt. No belt. Just attraction. I do. Let's do it.
You're a great fight. You can do it.
I do it. You want to fight me?
Why not?
All right, come on.
Best fighting the best. That's what it's all about.
I do.
So you can clearly see Dmitry Bivol is just telling Jermall Charlo whatever he wants to hear. And he said, we could do it, I'll do it. And Jermall Charlo says, yeah, let's do it, and shake his hand. Dmitry Bivol has no interest in fighting Jermall Charlo because Jermall Charlo has nothing to offer. period. So that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like the shady video. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.